When I was learning about shamans and prophets, I noticed they both had similar stories. They went into caves to find guidance. People like Elijah, Muhammad, the Seven Sleepers, Plato's cave, even Jesus was put into a cave. So one day I had to do it myself. My first thought is that they went there for complete silence from the outside world, with no noise, and to get in touch with their spirit or God. What I realized was that it wasn't just the silence, it was the pitch darkness, to the point where you didn't even know if your eyes were open or closed. I went deeper into it, dragging my hand across the wall. It started to split off into two sections, and I decided not to go any further. I sat down and resonated with the feeling, trying to figure it out. And what I found is that there's a third variable too. So there's silence, pitch darkness. What is the third? Can you guess what it is? It was breath deprivation. Made my breath tighter, which allowed me to instantly get into that trance state, eventually to the point where my heart rate was very low. To sum that up, you get three variables from a cave: no noise, pitch darkness, and breath deprivation. There's something that happens to you during these three, and a download of information that you would never believe. But today we focus on breath. Breath is the remote control for your mind. A disturbed mind comes with disturbed breathing. Now, how do we get into that trance state, or daydreaming state is what I like to call it. Imagine you stayed up so late playing video games and it was so worth it, but you got school or work in 2 hours, and you do whatever it takes to fall asleep. Breathe naturally as if you were asleep. That's basically it. Before you fall asleep, you have a 10-second window to keep conscious, or you fall into a slumber. You can try this before bed, but it's easier sitting up. If I'm not doing anything technical, of course, my rules are eyes closed laying and eyes open sitting. Deep breaths in and out only through the nose. Your face wants to be as relaxed as possible and in its natural position, and you're basically falling asleep with your eyes open. People tend to complicate it a lot. The goal is to be able to enter that daydreaming state by will. The first time you train it, it might take you about an hour, but you can get to the point where it only takes 5 seconds. Even while you walk around. Sitting down isn't the only way. Some people dance around a fire or play the drums or flute, or even the didgeridoo. All of them use breathing control. Now that we got that covered, we can go over some theory. The most underestimated point in breathing is the gap between breaths, the rest before you either inhale or exhale. Your goal is to find that gap and get lost in it. Spread the gap as much as you can, because when you sit in that gap, something changes. Your thoughts slow down, your body stops resisting, and your awareness becomes sharper but quieter at the same time. And this is the part nobody tells you. You don't need to force anything, and you don't need to breathe harder. You just need to learn how to land on that gap on purpose. But that can't be taught. It's only through experience. But now for some practice. When you're confident getting into that state of mind, you effectively send a wave to any object or spirit more cleanly. When your mind is empty, you can feel yourself with an archetype or image and transfer that new soul into the seal. Timing is super important too, like being born with a particular star sign for people. It works the same for an object, giving it life at the perfect alignment with its own astrology chart, and even more engineering. I want to be clear, this isn't about forcing power. This isn't about getting hyped up. This is about precision, because the moment your breathing changes, your whole nervous system will change. And when your nervous system changes, your awareness changes. And why breath is so important in esoteric work, because it's the bridge between the physical and spiritual world. Most people try to charge a sigil while their mind is loud. They're thinking about 10 things or second guessing themselves, or trying to feel the energy, or looking for signs, and the whole time their breathing is chaotic. So the charge becomes messy, But when you can enter that quiet daydreaming state, that's when you can actually plant something. It's like trying to write a piece of paper in a storm versus writing it on a still lake. So let's do a recap. Across cultures, the cave appears for one reason. It creates silence, darkness, and restricted breath. Together, those three will shift the nervous system and quiet your mind. Breath is the key. Change your breath and your awareness follows. The daydreaming state before you sleep is the doorway. The practice is learning to stay there without drifting off. The secret isn't effort, it's the gap between breaths. When you rest there, the mind goes quiet and attention lands cleanly. This isn't about forcing power, it's about precision. The cave was never the teacher, your breath was. Thank you. I believe in you.